What's going on? Today on The College Voice, what do we think about artists owning their masters?
And stay tuned to find out if this taste test may have been the worst experience of my life.
And is fall really the best season? Well, the lovely Bella will be testing that theory. This is The College Voice.
Hi, I'm Jariah, and this is The College Voice. I'm sitting here with the lovely Alencia. And let me go ahead and think about this. So a few weeks ago, Kanye West was on Twitter ranting about getting his masters back. For those of you that don't know, an artist's masters are the recorded copyrights. This is how many recording labels keep the intellectual and artistic property of many artists and keep them bound in their contracts. This also leads to the severe underpayment of many artists as they do not get their full fruits of their labor due to record labels owning their property. I was wondering, what do you all think would happen to the music industry if artists got their masters back? Do you think it's right that record labels own so much of an artist's intellectual property? What are your thoughts? So what do you think, Alencia?
I don't know, this is hard because there's obviously a reason why record labels have like that power to do so, but it's also like, if I put my heart into it, like a song, and it's very successful, like I want the credit, I want the money, I want everything,
right, but
that's my song.
But a record label signed you, so do you think that they have the right to have that much? I personally don't. I'm more for artists having their independence, but then if that happens, I don't know what will happen to the music industry as a whole, but I want to know what y'all in the control room think.
Personally, I think all of this issue starts with educating our musicians, our artists, that they need to own their work, and that when they do get the opportunity to sign a deal, to actually read their contracts, to actually negotiate. A lot of people feel when they're in this position, they just want to sign because they might not think they'll ever get that in the world again. So they sign things that they probably shouldn't and that they regret doing later on in life. But personally, with social media and like all these different platforms where you don't really need a record label, I think people are waking up a little bit about this masters issue and understanding like I know a lot of like new artists are like, I'm going to be independent, and they're staying their ground on that. But back in the day, no, like people were signing and they didn't have their ownership to their stuff, and that was very common. But it starts with educating people on what they need to do.
I feel like they get happy feet and they just sign it because they're like, oh, like I gotta sign this now, or like I might not get what I want.
Exactly.
And then it comes to bite them in the end. Like I know, like with the Taylor Swift thing, like I've read about that, like and how her music got sold. So
well, actually, to speak to that really quickly, so she actually has kind of changed her contract, so now for the rest of her albums, she's gonna own basically all of her masters. Now that's not the case for everybody though, because a lot of people, they sign just because they feel like they need to have the money. Like if you don't sign, you won't make the money that you need to provide for your family, which I totally understand. But with people owning your intellectual property, that could be for life. And it's like, you came up with that, but they own that, and I think that's so unethical. But
it's very unethical, and it's not right at all, but that's the game. And the thing is that's the game. And the thing is, with ignorance, you cannot blame other people for ignorance. And you have to, that's why, like, I don't want to keep talking about education, but that's why it's about education. Like, when I came to college, I took a negotiation class. I know how to write a contract. I know how to read a contract. Like, it's very serious knowing how to negotiate, because it ties into every part of life. When you don't know your worth, a person can come to you, present you something, and say, "Hey, you're worth $200,000," when you're really worth $2 million.
Right. Good point.
You fail because you don't know how to handle that.
So Kanye West, like I said, he was the one that was basically ranting about it. He tweeted like all his contracts basically. It was like 100 tweets. So you telling me you're gonna read 100 pages worth of a contract
If it's
to
about
really
your
figure out what you
life,
Yes,
But
if
that's
you
your
sign-
life.
100 pages?
And if you
I'ma
can't
skim
sign,
through.
and if you don't have the time to read, or you're not, you don't know how to identify what you're looking at, you need to contact somebody who does. And if they can't wait, then that's not what you need to be signing. That's why a lot of times when you have a negotiation,
point.
you need to
Good point.
ask.
Good point.
You need to ask, can you take this home for 2 weeks?
Right.
And read over what they're saying.
Yeah.
If someone's like, no, I need you to sign this now, that's like a
That's a
red
setup.
flag. That's
Yeah,
a
that's a
red
setup.
flag.
Yeah.
Well-
If it's ethical, they don't care if you take 5 weeks to read it.
Well, I think that's how a lot of stuff works, though. They'll want you to sign it within a certain period of time because if you don't, they're just gonna move on to the next. I don't think that's right either, but I do think if you were in that position, what do you think you would do? Like, you said that you would read it and take your time with it, but if you know you had like $10 million waiting on you, how long are you trying to wait for it? Be honest with yourself.
That goes into just morality and who you are as a person.
Well, I think another thing is like a lot of
point.
artists, they have been having this dream for their whole life, and once
Yeah.
they finally get that opportunity, it's like they're ready to go. Like, it doesn't matter.
They want it now.
They want it now. Like, they've been waiting for like their break for a long
But
time.
once high and ready don't mean that's going to be sustained for the rest of your life. That don't mean that's,
That's
what's
also
going
true.
to pay
Very
you for the
true.
rest of the life. That don't mean
Very
that's what's
true.
going to make you happy.
You're so wise.
And
I see that.
and a lot of these things with these artists, they think money makes them happy, and then they get there and it don't.
They be miserable. You're right.
Let's just have it.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing how more artists obtain their masters in the future and hope that more artists find themselves in more favorable situations regarding their contracts. Now, Bella's going to tell us about her fall bucket list.
Fall is officially here, and I can't believe we're already in October. This is one of my favorite months to get cozy and take in all the beautiful things that autumn has to offer. I made a fall bucket list of things I wanted to do this season, and if you're looking for ways to enjoy it too, here are some ideas. So bouncing right off the music segment we just talked about, I think it'd be really fun to make a fall/Halloween inspired playlist. We have a lot of music lovers on the show, me included, and one of my favorite ways to kind of get in the fall mood is to listen to music. Whether it's, sad music, sometimes you just want to curl up on a rainy day with a book and just cry your heart out. I've been there way too many times. Or you could also, get some Monster Mash and Ghostbusters going on. Like, whatever mood that you're feeling for fall, I feel like making a playlist on Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud, whatever you use, I feel like that's a great way to kind of get in the mood. My second point is to have a Halloween movie marathon. This is also a great way to entertain yourself and get in the fall mood. And it does go with a lot of different categories. You could do a classic Halloween Town vibe, with Disney, or you could do one of my favorite things to do in the fall, a Harry Potter movie marathon. Like, there's just something about Harry Potter that gets me in that fall vibe. Or you could be like something I totally am not, like a horror movie fan, and you could just do a marathon of scary movies. I will not be joining you for that, but get in the spooky season if you want. My third tip is to go on a scenic drive or hike when the leaves start to change. What better way to enjoy the beauty of the season than to actually be outside experiencing it? So when you go on a hike, you could go to your local park, or if you're like me and you have woods in your backyard at home, just enjoy your local scenery with all those leaves starting to change. And also, there's something satisfying about crunching on leaves as you walk. I don't know if that's just me, but enjoying that and the smell of the freshness of the leaves and everything, it's amazing. Or you could just simply go on a drive on a nice little road with all the leaves starting to change. I think it would be very fun and a great way to enjoy the season. Next, you could visit a pumpkin patch or a fruit farm. This has been one of my favorite things to do every season since I was little. Visit your local pumpkin patch or fruit farm. I know around here there's Lay's. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but I also went to, what is it called? Somewhere up in Chagrin Falls, there's a fruit farm there. Just go to your local fruit farm or pumpkin patch, support local business, get yourself a cute little pumpkin and some apple cider. If you're close to Youngstown, that's where I'm from, there's White House Fruit Farm, and they have the best blueberry donuts that you will ever have in your life. I highly recommend going, but no, it'll be busy. Next, speaking on those fall donuts, you could bake fall-inspired treats like pumpkin pie, apple fritters, cinnamon rolls, anything your heart desires. I know a lot of people too, after they carve pumpkins in the fall, which is something else you could do, They like to bake their pumpkin seeds and season them and everything. And there is nothing better than a house that just smells like all these sweet treats and everything. And lastly, you could try out a ghost photo shoot trend by putting some sheets over you and your friends and going around town and taking those pictures. So I hope you got some very good ideas from my little fall bucket list. And with that, the College Voice will be right back. Can we get strawberries? Okay.
It's not my first time bartending, so
It's a sausage party in here.
it's fine. I'm very familiar.
Yeah, because you're a sexy girl, Sam. Last thing, totally last thing,
Yeah.
is that the music, when Momo kicks it into high gear, is going to get a little bit loud in here. So your customers are going to have a hard time hearing you. So you may want to.
What?
Welcome back to the College Voice. This week, I'm bringing back the Battle of the Host. For those of you who don't know, the Battle of the Host is our game show segment where two of our hosts compete against each other and put their knowledge to the test. This week, battling against each other, we have Salitra and Alencia. I will be asking them questions about citizenship and the process of getting your citizenship. Each question will have 3 multiple choice options. Some are true and false, and they will have about 10 seconds to answer the question. So we're going to get started. I'm going to start with Salitra. So I'm going to read the question, say the options, and then they're going to have 10 seconds to answer, like I said, really quickly. Some of the questions are like about the eligibility requirements and the process of gaining your citizenship, and then the other questions are questions from the actual test. So let's get started. Okay, Salitra,
Yes.
what is the interview called that candidates must complete in the process of receiving their citizenship? Is it A, acculturation interview, B, nationalization interview, or C, naturalization interview?
I don't know. Naturalized?
Yes, C,
Oh,
good
great.
job.
God is good.
You okay,
He will
next,
provide.
Alencia. So it's 1-0 right now. Unless someone is married to a U.S. citizen, how long do they have to prove they have been physically present in the United States in order to apply for naturalization process? Is it A, 24 months, B, 30 months, or C, 36 months?
Was A 24 months?
Yeah,
Let's go with A.
it's B, 30 months.
That's such a 30 months.
I know. Okay, 1-0 right now.
That's so random.
Okay, Salitra, how old does someone have to be to apply for naturalization? Is it A, 18, B, 26, or C, 31?
Apply for naturalization. I feel like 18 is affordable, decent.
Correct.
All right.
That is correct.
You can go in the
Okay,
army.
so
You can go in the
it's
army at that
2-0.
age. So
Okay, Alencia.
I feel this one. Okay.
True or false? Candidates applying for naturalization must show an understanding of history and government.
True.
Correct. Okay.
All right, sir.
2-1. Salitra, what is the supreme law of the land? A, the Declaration of Independence, B, the Constitution, or C, the Bill of Rights?
supreme law of the land. Can you repeat them options?
Yes.
They stressed all three of these so
Declaration of
much.
Independence, the Constitution, or the Bill of Rights?
I'm gonna say Constitution.
Yeah,
Okay.
correct. 3-1.
The Constitution
Alencia,
has the Bill of
who
Rights.
signs bills to become laws? Is it the president, the head of the Supreme Court, or the U.S. Senate Majority Leader?
Who? The president.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Oh, we're not
Okay,
done.
3-2.
Thank God.
Salitra, when was the Constitution written? Is it A, 1857, B, 1700, or C, 1787?
I'm gonna go with C.
Yes. Dang.
I have an American history class right now, you guys. Sorry.
Is that
Shout out to American political thought. Thanks.
all right? 4-2, right? Right? Yeah. Okay.
Sure.
Okay, Alencia. What movement tried to end racial discrimination? Is it A, Memorial Movement, B, Civil Rights Movement, or C, Landmark Movement?
Civil rights.
There we go.
I would have been so bad if I got that wrong.
Your family would have disowned you. Like, don't talk to us.
BKSU.
Okay, so now it's 4-3. They're actually doing pretty good. Okay.
That was shocking.
So, Salitra, who wrote the Declaration of Independence? Is it
I know
A, John Adams, B, Benjamin Franklin, or C, Thomas Jefferson?
Mr. Jefferson.
That's right.
Ooh, Jefferson was a mess, y'all. I'm sorry. I said that on live. He was a mess.
Okay, Alencia. We elect a U.S. Senator for how many years? A, 10 years, B, 6 years, or C, 12 years?
6.
Yes.
Wow.
I didn't know that one.
Shout out to Mr. Coley.
And he's like, I don't know this.
I'm like, yes. Okay. Okay. So it's 5-4. Yes. Okay. What ocean is on the east coast of the U.S.? A, Atlantic, B, Pacific, or C, Indian? This is Salitra.
It's a fail. I get lost everywhere I go.
All right, think.
Repeat
East.
that.
We're in the east. Or no, we're like
What
west.
ocean?
We're
What was
Midwest.
the options? What was the options?
The Atlantic, Pacific, or Indian?
Atlantic.
Yes.
Oh,
That's
God.
right. That's right.
Ah! Don't be mad. I'm doing good.
Okay. Alencia, true or false? Candidates applying for naturalization must report their income and income tax forms.
True.
Yes. Okay, I think Salitra's leading by 1. Okay.
Don't be mad.
Candidates going through the naturalization interview must A, read sentences in English 3 times without error.
Ooh.
B, write an essay in English that is 3 full pages without error. Or C, take a 100-question grammar assessment and must score at least 85%.
Yeah, this is one. You're right. I will say C.
No, it's A. So this is a tie. Okay, one more question really quickly.
Sneak it
Alencia,
in.
someone applying to the naturalization must A, approve previous work experience, B, declare their loyalty and support for the Constitution and the United States, or C, provide documents to allow background checks for family members.
Family members. What was A again?
Prove previous work experience, or B, declare loyalty and support for the U.S. Constitution.
Let's go with A.
No, it is actually B, to show their support
Dang.
under oath for the
Boo.
U.S. and the Constitution.
There gotta be a winner.
Yeah,
Boo.
well, I guess I don't have any more questions, but
Andy's like, it's over.
but yeah, I guess it's a tie. So it was interesting to see how much Americans know about citizenship and the process and also the history of the U.S. If you enjoyed watching the Battle of the Host, then great, because there will be plenty more battles in the future. Coming up, Anna and Bella are testing some baby food. Will it pass the test? Stay tuned.
This week on Taste Test Tuesday, Bella and I tried baby food. Stay tuned to see if it made me cry and gag like a big baby.
Hello, Taste Test Tuesday viewers. Today we are back with the baby edition. We have all these different baby foods to try for you, and I'm scared.
We're bringing it back to 2001. I went through like a phase 2 years ago where I was always eating those like Gerber puffs. You know, those like little puff snacks. They're actually good. Like they didn't taste like anything, but like I just went through a phase. So this is gonna be interesting. I'm scared to try this beef and gravy and turkey and gravy.
Yeah, that's what scares me. And then we have pumpkin, green beans, and one for the sweet tooth people, mango. And here's the catch. We're doing it blindfolded and feeding each other, so the person who's receiving it won't know what they're getting. They have to guess. Okay, ready?
Definitely feel like that's turkey.
Really?
Is it?
Yep, you're right.
I smelled it. I smelled the spoon before it even got in my mouth. There is the turkey aftertaste. The initial taste isn't strong. It just is like applesauce kind of,
Ugh.
but with an aftertaste of turkey.
You're making it obvious. I know it's gonna be that freaking beef.
But is it? I don't know.
Open your mouth.
Green beans, right?
Yeah.
The texture is what gets me. That's what makes
The
it.
smell is what got me.
And then it like dripping down my face. It's not the worst thing I've ever tasted. It tastes like a green bean, but it's the texture I think that really
It
gets
is
me.
weird, and it smells exactly like green beans.
Yeah.
I'm bleeding through my mouth so I can't smell it. Pumpkin.
Yep. Is it good? Does it
It has
taste
a
like
very-
pumpkin pie?
No, it does not. It's like it's not really that sweet. It honestly is just like a pumpkin taste, like, but it's not a sweet pumpkin taste that like we're all used to. I giggle because I just know that you're gonna have a funny reaction no matter what it is. Stick through your mouth so you can't smell. That's what I did last time.
Wow, this one's pretty pungent.
That's the one you were waiting for.
I can't.
Oh, ew.
It smells like dog food, and I couldn't even open my eyes because it was so bad. Andy Joe smells it. Okay, to finish this off, we're both gonna go for the mango because I have a good feeling about this. It's very liquidy.
That's good.
That is good. I could eat that.
I could too. In fact, I think I will.
Really? Well, I hope you all enjoyed watching me cry like a baby while eating this baby food.
I did.
And we'll see you next week. Bye.
Okay, let me just say one thing. I know why they feed baby food to babies who can't speak, because if they could speak, they would say it's disgusting.
Yeah. Yeah, I could barely get it down my throat.
As you could see, she was having a very hard time keeping it down, especially the green beans and the beef one. I felt like I was
the
actually feeding a baby.
The beef one was worse than the green beans.
Oh my god, what do you guys over there think? How did that sound to you?
Ladies first. Y'all wild for that. Just I'm gonna say it. Yeah, that.
We
I
do
was
what we
looking-
have to do. The last one I
No.
almost threw up. It looked
No.
like blended. Like you
No.
put spam in a NutriBullet, spam in a NutriBullet, and blended it up. That's what it reminded me of. And it, ugh.
And
That's
Bella went back
exactly
for
what it
more.
was.
You went back for more?
Yeah,
Nah.
Bella went
Nah,
back
I'm good.
for more.
I went back
I'm
for the
good.
mango one because it was actually good.
The mango one was good.
It tasted just like mango juice. That was the only one we could stomach. The rest of them, it was like, like just imagine beef flavored applesauce.
I'd rather not, but you can have it.
Well, I think we can all agree that meat-flavored baby food is disgusting, but something we might not all agree on is if you should have your Snapchat location on. Stick with us.
And then from this angle, it all makes a star.
I'm a teacher. Let me tell you what I make. I make learning a privilege, not a chore. And frustration, a tool, not an obstacle. I make working hard seem easy, and giving up impossible.
And then we're gonna turn the lights and everybody look up.
I make an old subject feel like a fresh thought.
Finally won.
What's your reaction gonna be? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
and unconventional methods
Okay, what else?
common.
Little tadpoles, the frogs, the spiders, this is their world. There's nothing.
And then they die. Go ahead, go, go, go.
I'm a teacher. I make more.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
So as you all know, it is your choice on Snapchat if you share your location with all of your Snapchat friends, which brings me to ask, do you share your Snap location and why? Are you someone that has a bunch of people on Snapchat that you don't even know, or do you only add your actual friends? What do you guys think?
I don't have my Snap location on because I don't want everyone to see where I am. It's no one's business. I do like with Snapchat though that the location doesn't update unless you're like logged in the app. So like that's kind of nice. But still, I don't need everyone knowing where I am. I do only share my location with my best friend because you could choose like who you know, that's just a safety thing. I feel better like that she knows where I am, but I am kind of skeptical about everyone being able to see where I am, you know, because I look at the map sometimes and I'm like, oh, this random person's at Eastway. Like it's just weird.
Do you add all your friends, or do you only have like your friends, or do you add anyone?
Oh, I add people that I like am associated with in some way. Like I just joined like Delta Gamma, so I was adding all those girls and stuff, but I don't just add random people that I have no idea who they are.
Well, personally, I let people see my Snapchat location unless like I don't know you that well, so it's mainly just my friends. It's not like someone that I only know because of hearsay, but yeah, I let that. I don't know why. I mean, I feel like it's just like a safety thing. Like if I go missing one day, all of these people know that at this time I was here. But I add, as long as I like your name's familiar, I know you from something, I'll add you. But like if I have no clue who you are, I'm probably not gonna add you. Or if you're some middle schooler, I probably won't add you.
Oh, Salitra, do you still have Snapchat?
Why are you coming for me? No.
Do you?
No.
I'm just asking.
No.
I don't either.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah, I don't either.
I thought you was throwing
But
shade.
I'm saying never would I have my location on.
I saw people that I do have it on. I never turned mine on because it's just weird to me personally. It's no need for people to know where you are, especially if you're doing something you're not supposed to be doing technically.
Very much so, yes.
So
yes.
that has a little track. I do see though why it could be useful though if something was to happen. Similar to like Find My iPhone. That's usually like it's good to have some stuff on.
Why do you guys think it's weird though?
I don't need you knowing what I'm doing all the time. That's my life.
Not
yes,
me.
That's my life. Not that I'm not
Why
doing
don't you
anything I
guys have
shouldn't.
Snapchat anymore?
Because I delete all.
Well, Instagram basically does everything Snapchat can do. And plus, I was just never a big Snapchat person. Like, I never had that many points. I never really cared to just snap people. Like 1,000.
yeah, like you get a score.
Streams or what is it called? Right? Streaks.
Never cared. I never cared for any of that. So
we're the old
I don't
people
even.
now.
Whatever. I don't even have Snapchat anymore. But I definitely didn't want people just knowing where I was, because when you could see where everyone was, to an extent, I thought that was cool. But then when you could click it further and see exactly what they were doing, that was always weird to me. And I'm like, I don't need you knowing what I'm doing. Not that I'm not doing anything I shouldn't be, but
it's not.
Still, I don't want you
It's
knowing
not
what I'm doing.
necessary.
I think it's kind of cool, like to see like all like my friends all around Ohio, and then like I have a friend in Australia, so it's like cool.
That's
to, like,
cool.
I don't know. I
After that,
just think it's cool.
Done
I
deal.
feel like I'm inspired.
It depends, but it depends on the person how responsible they're using this. You know, like if you're being a stalker or trying to find out where your boyfriend at, or being weird,
I don't need none of
and
that.
all that invading their privacy, that's like no.
Well, it seems like we all have different opinions on how we run our Snapchats, but one thing we all agree on is that you should follow us on Instagram at thecollegevoice_KSU. If you missed an episode, episodes are uploaded to YouTube. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.